Hi, it's Roel De Hoop of SpecPage, and we are here today to introduce our PLM product for the food industry to the UK market. And what we do, we are a software company and we offer solutions to companies like Mondelez, Dr. Oetker, Red Bull. And what they do with our software is quite a variety. So what we do with the PLM end-to-end is that we give them a solution to support all the processes that start at the moment that they have the first idea about the product, when they start collecting the raw materials to create the product that needs to be done on the recipe, and finally as well creating the product information that needs to go to the consumer, to the end market. So with our PLM end-to-end system, we support them in this whole process, and this gives them a number of major advantages. Like, for instance, one of the things that users of our system experiences is that they really reduce the time to market when it comes to creating new products for the market. Another thing that they experience is that they reduce as well the time they need to do all kinds of manual processes, like typing data from one system into another system. And as well what they experience, and maybe that's even the most important one, is that they reduce the risk of reporting wrong data. I mean, when you cover this whole process from the first idea till the moment that you create your product specifications, you have all the data in one system. So the risk that you publish any wrong data into the market is very limited, and it means that you reduce at the end the recalls that you might have about your products. We support customers in the food industry that has nowadays quite a lot of challenges out there. So if you look at the food industry, they have challenges when it comes to the regulations. The regulations are getting more extended, getting more strict. Companies are getting more international as well, meaning that they need to cope with more regulations than they used to. So they need to be compliant with that. Another challenge that they have is the customer nowadays. The customer is much more demanding when it comes to products, which components they want to have in there or maybe not. The product life cycle is quite reduced. People want to have more new products in a shorter time period. So food industry has a lot of challenges from the customer demands as well. Then also the supply chain for a lot of food companies is getting more and more complex. Food products has more components, so they have more suppliers that they need to cope with. They need to have much more demands when it comes to tracking and tracing the raw materials from their suppliers, and also they need to do all kinds of quality audits with their suppliers, so they are assured that the products that they use are good to go. So a lot of challenges around this supply chain as well. Then as a last point, there's also, I would say, the stakeholders of a company, so the owners. At the end there's always a financial point. So the competition in the food industry is quite high. The margins are not that high. So it's a competitive industry as well, and at the end the owners of the companies need to create some revenue as well. So this all together makes it that they need systems in place to be able to cope with all those challenges, and as well to assure that this whole end-to-end, as we described in the PLM system, is covered in one system, so they have all the information available in time and easy to share with the stakeholders.